How are ya?
Good to see you.
How are you?
Good to see you. Great.
How was your trip here?
Leslie Gore has come to Marc Raboy's studio because Marc has a special talent for creating new photographs and new looks for beautiful people.
Great. Yeah, come on. Let's go.
You're putting somebody together for a shooting. It sounds like a Mattel toy, sticking them together, which is true because people come in with, no makeup, hair has just been washed. I'm talking about the women now. And we create the whole look from scratch. That is actually my favorite part of the whole shooting. It's pulling the elements together. Once they're in front of the camera and I set the lights, the rest is technical. For the Lucy Arnaz shoot, the first one I did with her, we wanted to recapture the old Hollywood glamour. And a lot of people saw Lucy for the first time in a totally different way. When Andrea McArdle, who was the original Annie on Broadway, came to me, she had this little girl image and she wasn't allowed to get out of it, even when she did the Judy Garland story on TV. And Andrea's 22 and has blossomed a lot. And I said, trust me, and changed her whole career around because of it. I showed people this is a sexy woman. Morgan Fairchild is one of the most wonderful, charming, down-home, country Texas girls that I've ever worked with. For Connie Francis, again, I'm the only one who she'll go to for photographs. Connie comes for the whole day. The last shooting took 8.5 hours. People trust me because of the work, my volume of work. People trust me with them, with themselves. When people come to me for a shot, whether it's publicity or it's an album, well, albums are a little bit different, but for publicity purposes, even just an actor for a headshot, whatever, I don't want to know what parts you're doing now. I don't want to know what you are, where you're performing now. I want to know where you're going to be for the next year or two. Where do you want to go? That's what I'm shooting you for. And in basically every case, they trust me completely. Celebrities, actors in general, actors, performers, love to be on camera, but they don't like to have their pictures taken. Because when they're having their pictures taken, they have to be themselves. And it's very difficult. When they come in here, they feel more comfortable. They feel like they're in a home. They can kick their shoes off. They can hit the refrigerator. The music is playing. They get comfortable. I work with several different hairstylists whom I feel comfortable with, each one having a specialty. There are a few makeup artists also whom I trust and I know their makeup, and I will bring them in if I can on a shooting where I don't have time to handle the makeup. But again, it's like a producer with a movie. I oversee everything, and I'm very adamant about it. And because my final product is usually liked and enjoyed, and if I'm hired by a record company or a large advertising company or whatever, they see my work. They know what I do. They trust me. The one thing I'll always tell people is trust me. If people do trust me, even if it's just a one-on-one shoot with one person, if they fight me, I can't get what I need. If they trust me and do what I tell them to do, which is not a lot, because it's usually just, again, it's very light, before the shooting and during the shooting, I'll get great shots.
Yeah, that's it.
There's no problem. Because then they're relaxed. As long as they're not thinking, the trick is making the person forget that they're being photographed.
A little bit more of a smile. That's it. Good. Beautiful.